Hello, everybody. Welcome to Real Talk Fins Talk. I'm your host, Steve Molloy. We got a great show tonight, ladies and gentlemen. A great show tonight. We got some good news happening with the Miami Dolphins football team for a change. For a change. Appreciate you all joining tonight. Make sure as you're coming in that you hit that like button, that bell down there. If you're new to the channel, uh, hit that subscribe button down there. Share with your friends, your families, your neighbors. And remember, we may not always agree everything Miami Dolphins. There's one thing we can agree on. We are all Dolphins. We are all Dolphins. So wherever you're at, whatever platform you're looking at this show or watching this show from, come over here, join the community, the chat. So at least you would be able to hit that like button. And if you're new and you've never been over here, please come over here, subscribe. Love to have you over here in chat. I think tonight, if we get enough people and coming in the chat, if I'd like to hear from you all about the new hire, GM new hire, John Eric Sullivan, our new GM. I'm very happy about him. I think he's going to be a really good GM for the Miami Dolphins for years to come. I really believe he comes from a great organization, the Green Bay Packers. The philosophy, I love his philosophy. He wants to get some big offensive linemen. He wants to be a very physical team. And I really like that. I really like that. Now all we're doing now is we're waiting for the head coach. Who is he going to hire as the head coach? So something that I'm really not too fond about, and that's that we've got 7 people, including John Eric Sullivan, our GM, in the process of finding a head coach for this Miami Dolphins football team. I don't like too many hands in the pot. I really don't. Look, I'm not in that building. I don't know, how that panel looks and what the questions they're asking the coach, if they're giving him the reins and he's asking all the questions and stuff like that, and they're just standing by, maybe offering some of their input or some other questions they might have. I don't know, but I just don't like I just don't like the hands in the pot. Too many hands in the pot. I don't like it. I think Jan Eric Sullivan, our GM, should be the one picking the coach, and he should have full control of that situation there of picking the coach. That's just my opinion. Maybe you all have a different opinion. I don't know. So we got him, and as I mentioned, his whole philosophy is just totally reverse of what Chris Greer's philosophy was and vision for this team, I believe. Now, we haven't had him, come up and have a press conference yet or anything like that. That probably won't happen until we do hire a head coach. But some of the video that I've seen of him talking and discussing and giving his philosophy, how he sees things, I really, really like that. And there's going to be some changes, ladies and gentlemen. There might be some changes that I don't like, maybe some changes you don't like, especially with that offensive line. And I don't mean for the worst. I mean it's going to be for the best. We've got Aaron Brewer now. We've got Austin Jackson. You've got Cole Strange. You've got Jonah Savanaya. And you got Patrick Paul. Now, with the physicality and all that kind of stuff, Patrick Paul probably fits in great. Maybe if we can get Jonah Savanaya on the right track, maybe if they can coach him up or maybe move him around, whatever they got to do to make him better, because this year he was the worst offensive guard in football. And we got him on a rookie contract, thank God, but it's guaranteed contract, $11 million. So I don't know how he's going to fit into this, new philosophy with Sullivan or the new coach. I don't know. Don't be surprised if Aaron Brewer goes bye-bye. Don't be surprised. You say, oh, well, he's an all-pro. Yeah, but he may not fit into the scheme. You got to get folks that fit into the scheme. Go watch him in Tennessee. My friend Ace Perhead had a nice podcast on this today about Aaron Brewer at his time in Tennessee, where they were a more physical team. He wasn't very good. He was the weak link of that physicality on the Tennessee Titans O line. If we're going to be going physical and bigger, he doesn't fit that mold. So he may go. We could probably trade him, I'm sure, and get some assets for him. That would be great. Austin Jackson probably doesn't fit into that scheme as well. Cole Strange probably doesn't fit in that scheme. There's going to be a lot of O linemen that were presently with the Dolphins this past year may not be with us next year. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised one iota. And that goes for actually, you know what? That goes for everybody on the team. If they're going to change the philosophy like that and become bigger and more physical, you may see a lot of guys and personnel that you don't want going, and you fell in love with, right? A lot of us Miami Dolphin fans, we fall in love with these players. Oh, we can't let him go. Oh no, he's this. Jalen Waddle might be one of those guys. Okay, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised at all. Don't be surprised if some of the defensive players, Zach Sealer, might get traded. So we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen, but I'm just saying. I'm preparing you. Don't be surprised, okay? I'm giving you all a dose of reality right now, okay? And in the past, my dose of reality hasn't always been right, but it's been pretty close to being right. And so I'm just giving you that dose of reality now. But I like that philosophy. Bigger, physical, more of a bully team. I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. That's what's needed here in this Miami Dolphins football organization. We haven't had that in a long, long time on both sides of the ball. On both sides of the ball. Okay. Now I know Weaver, talking about both sides of the ball. Weaver on defense, he may not be the coach next year. We don't know what Sullivan has in store, right? He's gone to a few. I think he's had 3 head coaching interviews. Okay. Now, if he stays, fine. I wouldn't be opposed to it. Okay. But if he goes, you got to let him go, man. You can't, we cannot be falling in love with these coaches and players and all this kind of stuff. It's a business. Okay. And, we have our favorite players, but, Sullivan and the new coach, I'm sure they're going to want to have their own players, their own people. And in fact, before we get into the coaching and head coach interviews and things like that, in some news today happened is Marvin Allen is gone. Bye, Marvin Allen. Bye. I think he got here in 2017, 2018. He was part of that Greer fiasco. So he's gone. So that's 3 we've gotten rid. 4, counting Greer. That's 4 that we've let go in the front office. So, and if you want to count McDaniel, that's 5 we've let go. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are rebuilding. We are rebuilding. Okay, we're rebuilding. I personally don't expect. I don't know how you all feel, but I don't expect this Miami Dolphins football team to be competing for a playoff spot or anything like that next maybe 3 years, 4 years. We might get lucky. We might find our franchise quarterback right away. That makes a big difference. We might some of these rookies that we have drafted might step up. Kenneth Grant, Jordan Phillips, maybe Savania, maybe Dante Trader, maybe Jason Marshall, if they're even around. I don't know. But I don't see us being competing for a playoff spot for at least 3 years, and minimum 2 years. And that's if everything, coaching and development of rookies and, some of these players that we presently have, younger kids on the team now, step up. So it's going to be a while. We just have to be patient. I know it's been 26 years. Okay. But we're doing it right now. We're cleaning house. We're also, we've got to get those books straight, right? We're in cap hell right now. It's going to take us at least 2 years to get out of cap hell, right? It is. It really is. So here are the coaches, and I might be missing some because it's been very fluid. It's been happening methodically, but it's been happening fast. Oh, one more thing. Uh, our GM, Sullivan, he brought in Venzel. I know I'm going to mess up his name. Venzel Bolwire. He was an offensive lineman for the Miami Hurricanes, so he's a homegrown guy. But he was with the Green Bay Packers. He was a pro scout with them, and he's expected to join our GM Sullivan. So he's starting to put things together here. Starting to put things together. But yeah, so some of the coaching candidates that I have on my list, and there might be I might be missing one. If any of you know of any more, let me know. I see we got 22 in here. I don't know where you're at, where you're watching from, but if you're from other platforms, come over here, join us in the chat. I want to hear from you. I want to hear your opinions. I'll drop the link if you want. You can come up and we can shoot the breeze back and forth and talk about this. So we got Clint Kubiak. He's already been interviewed. Jeff Halfley. I believe he's going to be interviewing tomorrow. Hey, DSG Label, thanks for joining, brother. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, Jeff Halfley interview tomorrow. Kevin Stefanski interviewed today. Chris Shula. Of course, we can't interview him until after the playoffs, if depending on how far they go. Same with Robert Saleh. See, these are set for interviews, though. Jesse Mentor and Kelvin Shepard, ex-Miami Dolphins football player, present defensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8. That's 8 right there. Okay, that's 8 candidates. No, Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin did resign from the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think he's taking a vacation. I don't think he's going to coach this year. I don't think there's a chance for him coming to Miami. And Jim Harbaugh. Okay, I think it's slim to none. To be honest with you, I could be wrong. But if we get him, great. That's who I'd love to have over here coaching. But if we don't, we got other candidates that might work out fine. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed at all for Kevin Stefanski. Who else? To be honest with you, I really want a veteran head coach. Okay, I really do. I wouldn't even mind Mike McCarthy coming here. I know a lot of people don't like that, but I wouldn't even mind him if he's willing to come back into coaching. I'd love him to come over here. Okay. Some of the newbies I would be interested in. Look, well, no, I take that back. There's another one that was a previous veteran coach, and that was Robert Saleh. I'd take Robert Saleh in a heartbeat. Bring him over here. He was in a bad organization over there with the New York Jets. Okay. Bad organization over there. Didn't have a quarterback. So, I know we don't have a quarterback here now. But again, I really believe Sullivan is going to turn out to be a really good GM. I like his philosophy. Hey, he was all for Jordan Love. He was there with Jordan Love when the draft. He was part of that. He wanted him. So, excuse me a second. What's going on? I got to take this. This is kind of a important text here. Just excuse me for a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. I think we're good now. All right. So yeah, I wouldn't mind having Robert Saleh or any of them. Well, not any of them, but Robert Saleh, Stefanski, Mike McCarthy, of course, Harbaugh. Uh, I don't know. Are we going to take another chance on a first year coach like Chris Shula? I mean, it would be great, right? It'd be nostalgic, right? I mean, we got we'll have Don Shula's grandson. Doesn't mean he's going to be, a great head coach. He's very good defensive coordinator for the Rams. He's decent over there. Uh, I don't know. We'll see. I'm just going to leave that up to the organization. Leave it in the hands of Sullivan, who he picks as a head coach, and I'm just going to trust who he goes with. I'm just going to trust to who he goes with. So we'll see. DGS label says I'm no on Shula too. All right. Who would you like to see? Who would you like to see as the head coach? DSG label. Who would you like us to get? Yeah, Tomlin, I think, is out of the question right now. Harbaugh, still maybe a slim to none chance. I think. I mean, there's there's 8 teams, you know, trying to get him in the door, and basically, he's interviewing them. he's interviewing them. So right now, I think the Giants, the Titans, and an Atlanta Falcons are probably, I think maybe his favorites, right? And what do they got in common? Well, the Giants have Jackson Dart. Doesn't mean he's going to be a franchise quarterback, but at least he showed some flashes last year. And then you've got Michael Penix. What are they going to do with Michael Penix? Is he the franchise quarterback? I don't know, but they got a quarterback. And who's with the other guy I'm thinking? Oh, and then Cam Ward, of course. So he's up and coming. Cam Ward, I think, is going to be a decent quarterback. I don't know how good, but he's shown flashes as well with little or no line, no receivers, any of that. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But I'm for I'm for whoever they choose. I'm just gonna have to, we're just gonna have to accept it, right? Well, maybe not accept it, but it is what it is, basically. If whoever they get as head coach. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of changes, man, and I just want to give you that dose of reality now. A lot of changes are going to be happening, and they're going to be happening pretty quick too, because I'm pretty sure that our GM Sullivan is wanted to assemble his coaching staff as soon as possible, especially the scouting staff. Right, he wants to get that in place. I mean, we got the draft coming up here in February, March, in 3 months. Right. So I'm pretty sure he wants to assemble a team of scouts, and maybe there's some that he already trusts that are in the building. I don't know. Yeah, we're back to the bottom of the barrel for another head coach, but I trust this GM. I really do. I'm going to trust this GM that he's going to make the right decision in the head coach. And as I said earlier in the podcast, one thing I don't like is, like I said, I don't like all these hands in the pot. We got 7 personnel that are involved in this head coach search process. Troy Aikman, Stillman, Ross, Garfinkel, Shore, and there's a couple more. I know there's 2 more that I'm missing. Well, of course, the head of the GM, and there's someone else I'm missing. I can't remember who it is right now. You know, I know what you're saying, brother. I know what you're saying about but who wants to come to Miami? Look, there's one advantage that the Miami Dolphins have, at least the way I look at it right now. Okay. They've got a clean slate. Now, the cap is hell. Okay. I get that. But if they hire a head coach and he comes in here with the understanding, give him a 5-year contract. Say, look, you got 3 to 5 years, you know, 3 to 5 years or to do something, right? Or you're fired. You know, you got to put a little pressure on him, right? You got to put a little pressure on him to get it right. So the cap held is not looking good, right? But if you give him the time enough to that challenge of building a team from scratch, that's something they may enjoy. They may want to do. So that's something they might want to do. Yeah, Miami, I don't buy the Miami's attractive because of the beaches and the weather and all that and the taxes and all that. No, I don't know. I don't know how much that plays into it, especially for like a coach like Harbaugh, right? Or anyone like that. I don't know, McCarthy, I don't know. But I think it's a decent job for someone that wants that challenge of building something from scratch. Um so this will be put us in the running for Arch Manning. That's about the only thing looking good for us. Uh yeah. Again, that's up to Sullivan. He may have somebody else in mind. Maybe this year he's going to, draft somebody. I think he should. I think they should draft a quarterback this year for sure. A second or third rounder. Why not? Okay. And I think they should go out and get a veteran as well. Someone, it's a stopgap. Now, I don't know if Ewers is the guy, to be honest with you. I mean, I know we only have a 3-game sample size, but to me, it's not he's got some intangibles, right? But I'm going to get into that quarterback right now since you mentioned that. Only the real survive. I'm going to drop the link. Only the real survive. If you want to join, that would be great, man. Yeah, Malik Willis is intriguing. If any of you want to join, please do. I'm going to drop the link right now, and we can talk this out. This would be great, great stuff, man. All right. Let's see. Let me drop the link for you all. Hold on. All right, there we go. Link is coming up. There we go. If you want to join, please do. I'd like to hear from you. But so getting into the quarterback thing, I don't know. I know a lot of you. Hold on. Here we go. The only real survive. Hey, brother, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How about you?
Hold on. Let me get my earplugs in.
All right.
My earphones. Hold on.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you, brother. I got you, man. How you been?
Same old, same old. Living life. You
I
know,
got you.
same day, just a new toilet.
So tell me, what do you think about the new the first off, what do you think about the new GM?
I mean, I'm real intrigued by him. I will say that he come from an organization that knows how to stay young. I'm gonna say it like
Mhm.
that. Comes from an organization that knows how to stay young and get the most out of their young players. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
so I'm real intrigued on that behalf of him. But
Mhm.
I don't know as far as him hiring head coaches. I don't know how that's gonna look. I don't know how that's gonna go because, you know, I mean, yeah, Mike McCarthy won the Super Bowl, but after that, what has he done?
Well, to be fair, when for instance, when he was in Dallas, Dak Prescott was hurt most of that year, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Most
he
of the,
was, but I mean, I'm just looking at it from a standpoint of having the talent versus
Mhm.
not having the talent.
Yeah,
You know,
I got you. Yeah,
and,
I
and I
got you.
understand what you're saying. You right. Dak was hurt, and that really hurt them as far as the quarterback position.
And
And
Jerry Jones.
yeah, right. And so that like it just I'm just looking at it from Mike McCarthy ability to develop his players too. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And we
Yeah,
all
no, I get it.
was harping on how Mike McDaniel need to learn certain aspects of being a head coach. But
Mm-hmm.
the one thing that he came in the door with the ability to do was hide the deficiencies of your quarterback.
Yes,
He came into
yes.
the building with that ability already. And
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like it's gonna be hard for us to find somebody with that ability again.
Yeah. Well, look, I think Tua Tagovailoa was a unique situation. To be honest with you, he didn't have a lot of intangibles. He wasn't mobile. He didn't have an arm. He wasn't a very cerebral quarterback. Everybody says he had anticipation. I would debate that. Um, and and Mike McDaniel, as you said, he enhanced Tua's strengths, and he kind of put his deficiencies to the side. But when teams took away those strengths that he had, which weren't very many, if you want to call it anticipation and accuracy, okay. But once teams took that away, and basically he was spot throwing, right? And those guys weren't in that spot. He was going to throw it anyway. And defenses finally figured that out. Oh, this guy can't throw outside the numbers. He can't throw a deep ball. He's not very cerebral. He doesn't read defenses very well. And he's not mobile. He's not going to improvise. He's not going to go off script. He had nothing left. That was it. Once you took those away from Tua, McDaniel finally realized, man, this guy, he's useless to me. I can't, so basically, I think he was limited McDaniel's playbook to a degree or a
I,
lot degree.
I agree. I mean, it's so if we was to learn anything from the game last night and in Baltimore and the Baltimore game
Mm-hmm.
with the Steelers,
Mm-hmm.
even from last year when
Mm-hmm.
Andrews dropped that pass,
Yeah.
it it comes down to the players executing.
Mm-hmm.
And if no matter how inexperienced your head coach is, if you don't have the players to execute, the scheme is gonna seem off cue anyway.
100%. And not only that, but you've got to have some talented players. And I know a lot of folks, oh, we had a bunch of talent. Not really. I don't think we had as talented as players as everybody thinks, other than Tyreek Hill, maybe, Jalen Waddle, Achan. We had Mostert for a while, a couple linemen here and there, sprinkled here and there. But as a whole team, we didn't have a lot of talented players. And that makes a big difference. Talent.
Yeah, I mean it does. I mean, but as we know from Brian Flores days,
Mm-hmm.
ENT, it takes no talent.
Good point. Good point. Yeah, because Brian Flores did. He was able to develop a lot of these young players, and he was to make something out of nothing. You're right about that. That's true. That's true. But he still wasn't able to make that next step. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And to be fair, he didn't get that opportunity either.
Right, right. I mean, I agree with that, but it's just you know, like now in our search for this head coach right now, you
Mm-hmm.
know, it's like we moving backwards. We got the general manager,
Mm-hmm.
and he was gonna be okay.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna say he was gonna be okay. Well, he had to be okay to take the job with Mike still here.
Yeah.
He had to be okay with Mike. I just think
Mm.
this Jim Harbaugh firing just really got our panties in a bunch, and to keep from dipping your hand in the cookie jar, You just went on ahead and emptied the cookie jar.
Yeah, and let me play the devil's advocate here for a second. Maybe when he got here and he was hired, maybe he talked to Ross and said, "Hey, you know what? I really can't work with this guy." After meeting Mike McDaniel or whatnot, we don't know, right?
Right, right. I'm just kind of intrigued on how things would have went if Baltimore would have won that last game instead of the Steelers. Cause then
Yeah,
Harbaugh would have been fired. Mike would have been
yeah,
fired.
yeah, 100%, 100%. Yeah,
And I
yeah,
just don't think that Ross would have been high on Mike as he was Harbaugh.
right, right. I got you. I
See,
got
like,
you.
oh, that's what I'm saying. Like, it seemed like situations played out to come back and bite Ross in the ass, well, in the butt, for not sticking to his guns when he need to stick to his guns. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like, because that's just all I see going on right now. Like, we got all these candidates available.
Mm-hmm.
Not only are these candidates available, it's
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of available spots for them.
Yeah, eight teams, I believe.
And right now, Harbaugh is not being interviewed. He's interviewing the teams.
Yes, that's what I said earlier. The teams aren't interviewing him. He's picking the teams he wants to interview.
Right. And,
Yeah,
and besides the sunny weather and what, no cap in Florida, no taxes in Florida.
yeah. No state tax.
Yeah, no state taxes. What? Well, I mean, the only thing I'm thinking that we have that could attract Harbaugh is the Tyreek Hill situation. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Harbaugh, from his tender in Baltimore, he's
Mm-hmm.
a real defensive minded guy. And our defense is really in shambles over here. Like, we harp on Jordan Brooks, but didn't we just have Jerome Baker that led the league in tackles too some years ago?
Yeah, yeah. And I love Jordan Brooks. Okay, I do like him. Okay, but here's the thing: in the beginning of the year, running backs were 10 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. So he had to make those. He was out there to make those tackles, right? It's not like he was making tackles at the line of scrimmage or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Well,
So,
that's the difference between the two. I agree. That's the difference.
yeah, that was the difference. So, I don't know. But you made a good point earlier, and you're right. This is the first time that our GM, Sullivan, it's the first time he's picking a head coach, right?
Yeah,
That, that that's a very good point. It's not like he's been a GM somewhere else and he comes over here and he's had the experience of picking a coach. So you're right there. I think where his talent lies is going to be in the philosophy and the scouting department because as I read off earlier today this evening, he's already picked a guy um, for the scouting department that was with him in Green Bay. So he's going to work with the scouting right away. You know, I think that's where his talent lies.
facts. Because I mean, I saw a press conference with him. I mean, I don't really like looking at press conference until,
Hmm.
especially for me with players. I don't look at
Hmm.
press conference until I see how they play. I
Yeah,
don't fall in love with the guy with what his words saying. I like to fall
right.
in love with his play, then listen to his words.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
I as I was looking at Eric Sullivan's press conference, he
Hmm.
does have a good philosophy. And
Yeah.
he said that I want to get big men up front,
Big men.
big
Big
physical,
men.
you
Yeah.
know. And I
Yeah.
mean, like I said, you can't go wrong with that. You can't go wrong with that. So I mean,
No, because
go ahead.
no, because no. I was going to say no because that's the way all look at the teams in the playoffs. Big and physical.
And I was gonna say another thing too. The top teams in the playoffs are defensively led. Don't nobody want to
True.
point that out. But
True.
all the top teams that, like, even in the Houston game last night, what
Yes, big
it
time.
it was straight defense.
Yep.
Tackling, no missed tackles, no yardage
Yep.
after catch. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? Sound defense.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just like, I mean, I get all this offense selling tickets, but you know, it's still the same thing. Defense wins championships.
Yeah, and you saw it, and a good example was like you said is the Houston and Pittsburgh game. Both big physical teams. It's just that Houston was bigger and faster, and a really good defense. Because how many fumbles did Stroud have? Three, and he had like two interceptions. He
I
had
think
like 4 or 5 turnovers. They should have been down 30-0 by that point.
right. But see,
But the
and that's something that I have harped on with Tua. You know,
Mhm.
I don't mind the mistakes as long as you have the ability to come back and correct it.
Yeah,
Like I just
yeah,
don't. I mean, mistakes gonna happen. Interceptions gonna happen.
sure,
Fumbles is gonna
sure,
happen. Do
sure.
you have the ability to overcome that? And that's
Yeah,
just what happened with Tua. He doesn't have any ability to overcome any mistakes that he does himself, let alone
yeah,
somebody else.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, I'm just glad. He's gonna. I feel he's gonna be released. He's probably gonna. I'm 95% chance he's probably going to be released. Probably a post 1 June release. Same with Tyreek. I think he's going to be released. I think Bradley Chubb is going to be released. I and as I said earlier in the podcast, don't be surprised because as you just said, Sullivan wants to get bigger and more physical. That Aaron Brewer gets traded.
No,
That
for Jonas.
that Jonah Seven. Well, I don't know about Jonah 7. He's a big dude, but being big doesn't mean physicality either. But maybe he can develop him. This would be a good chance, an opportunity for whoever he puts in place, and offensive. I mean, defensive line coach, whatever defensive coordinator. Maybe they can develop. I mean, offense of line coach. Yeah, I was on the right track. I was thinking defense,
Yeah,
offensive line coach, or offensive coordinator. Maybe they can figure out what they how they can utilize 7-9 and get him to get his technique and mechanics right because his techniques this year was terrible.
yes,
And maybe he can get that corrected, or maybe he fits better on the right side. Whatever, maybe they'll figure it out. But Austin Jackson's probably gone. I'm giving folks a dose of reality now. We're
yeah,
going through a complete rebuild. We
we
just
are.
released Marvin Allen today as well.
Mm.
We're going for a complete rebuild. And I'm telling you all right now, folks that are in the chat and folks that are listening to this show, there's going to be a lot of players on here you're not going to be happy about that aren't going to be here next year.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, I don't want to see Tyreek gone or A Chain or Waddle. You know, but
Yeah.
in order for us to move forward, Tyreek must get traded, Waddle must get traded, and A Chain must get traded. We gotta cash in our chips and get what we can for them right now.
Yeah, especially if they're going to go bigger and physical. I'm almost positive that means running back as well. No
Yeah,
more, no more, no more finesse team like
now,
we've had, for a long
I,
time.
I think Ollie Gordon is safe.
Yeah,
I think
possibly.
he,
Yeah.
but the A Chain, you know,
Mm-hmm.
we might as well go ahead and see what we can get for him now. I mean, I was wanting to get rid of him, you know, at the beginning of the season.
Mm-hmm.
You know, although I was kind of premature on that,
Yeah.
but that was just my thing. If we're gonna keep Tua, we have to get rid of A Chain. And the only reason why I say that is so we can build this thing the right way with Tua. You know what I mean? But
Mm.
now that we're about to seem like we're about to get rid of Tua,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it kind of makes me want to keep A Chain.
Yeah. Well, again, it's going to depend on the philosophy of the GM and coach who we bring in here. I mean, I think pretty much right now, I feel that Achan is safe right now. Waddle, maybe not. And like I said, the others that that I mentioned on the offensive line, I don't think they're safe. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of folks on the defense are going to be safe either.
Nah, yeah, I
There's be
agree.
there's
You
be
know,
a lot of them going to be gone as well. You know,
yeah.
Minka probably going to be gone. Maybe Russell Douglas will be gone. Jack Jones will be gone. We've got 30 free agents this year. 30,
Mm,
30,
yeah, that
and we're in cap hell.
yeah, we gotta get rid of Tyreek
We
Waddle.
gotta Yeah, we gotta fix the books, man.
We
We
gotta fix
gotta get the books straight before we can make a move at what we want to do, right? Develop these young players, like he said, he likes young players, he likes to build through the draft. I hope now here's something I'm concerned with too. He comes from an organization, Sullivan. He comes from an organization, the Green Bay Packers, where their fans own the football team. They don't have a one single owner. That right? And we know how much Ross sometimes he can get loose of the monies, which it can be good and it can be bad.
facts.
I don't want Sullivan coming in here and Ross says, "Hey, here, I'm going to give you this money. You get whoever you want." And then Sullivan, because he never had that opportunity before, is like,
Go
"Oh man,
crazy.
I got money. Yeah, go crazy spending you know, like a kid in a candy store, you know what I mean?"
Yeah, because
That's what we don't want.
I do see Ross. Now I don't know how much money he got. I ain't counting
Mhm.
his pockets, but I do see Ross kind of helping us, especially if we let Tua go post June. I do see him paying some of that cap.
Mm,
I,
okay. Yeah.
I mean that to me, you know, it just makes more sense for him doing it that way than us eating the dead cap. Like if you want to help the team out as much as you can, paying some of that to a contract off will help us out a lot.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
but the post June letting them go, what we would have to give him, we would have to pay what 30 something mid 37 the first year and probably
I
60
think
something
so.
here.
Yeah. Yeah. They can split it up in 2 years. However they, do it. I don't know, but they can do that. But yeah, I just don't want him to get I don't want him to get corrupted with the money, you know what I mean? Because you know how Ross is, man. He spends the money.
Yeah,
But I just don't want him getting corrupted with the money and then all of a sudden he takes a 180 and says, "Oh, I'm gonna get this guy as a free agent or that guy or this guy or that guy." No, I want him to go. I take him for his word. He's gonna build through the draft. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. That's what I want, and that's what I want him to do, and that's what all Miami Dolphins fans should want him to do because that's the right thing to do. That's how we should build through the
right,
draft and
right. I mean, I
sprinkling. I'm not saying getting any free agents. I'm just saying no highfalutin, big money free agents, just sprinkling a couple veterans here and there, as maybe depth pieces, or maybe, a guy on the O line, whatever. And another thing I don't want. No more injured players, please. No
right.
more,
Right.
no more injured players.
Yeah, I
We
think he
we don't
probably gonna stay the ship the first 2 years,
hmm
and after that, we're gonna really see what he's about
Yeah,
because
for sure.
like we're saying, the first 2 years we're gonna be in cap hell anyway.
Yeah.
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 So that's gonna
Yeah.
really tie his hands behind his back. But
Yeah.
after that, that third, fourth year, we're gonna really see what he's about. And I hate to say it like that because that's far in the future,
hmm
but that's just the way it's rolling now. Like,
Yeah.
Chris Greer done fucked our books after he done got our books correct. He turned around and made our books a horrible thing to look at.
Yeah, he left us. He left us with a mess for sure, for
Yeah.
sure. But all right, so we know we're going to build through the draft and all that kind of stuff. What type of quarterback would you like for them to draft? Because as I said, I don't think Ewers is the guy. I think he's going to be a good backup. Hey, because he doesn't have the intangibles that a lot of these quarterbacks. If you watch the playoffs, which I'm sure you did, if we watch the playoffs, look at the type quarterbacks that are playing. Other than Stafford, who Stafford has a hell of an arm, and he's very cerebral, right? Veteran, very, very cerebral, very intelligent football, high IQ. That's an exception to the rule, right? That's like a Brady type guy, right?
Well,
But
I mean that's my quarterback. I want a high IQ guy.
yeah, what you can have, I want my cake and eat it too. I want a guy that has a good high IQ. I want him to have a rocket arm. I want him to be a big physical specimen, 6'4", 6'5", 225, 230, 240, right? And I want him to be I want him not only to be mobile, I want him to be able to create off script, right? And make plays, across the numbers, right? From sideline to sideline, a rocket arm. That's what I want in a quarterback. And if you watch these quarterbacks playing, most of them are like that.
Yeah.
There are some exceptions. Brock Purdy's an exception, right? But he's got a hell of a team around him and a defense, and he's got a great talent around him, right? But he's still mobile. He's still mobile, and he still has a decent arm. Okay, not a rocket arm, but he's got a decent arm, and he's still mobile. C.J. Stroud, another guy he's still mobile. He's got a hell of an arm, right?
Yeah,
you got to have that in today's football. You just got to, man. And not only that, but out of the 8 quarterbacks that are in the playoffs right now, 4 of them are on rookie deals.
That is a huge key factor. That is a huge key factor. And the ones that's not on a rookie deal,
they're pretty good quarterbacks.
They are leading their teams.
That's right. Yeah, you got the Josh Allens, you got the Trevor Lawrence, you got Brock Purdy, and you've got who's the other one? Stafford.
Yep.
And Stafford's not even making it near the money that some of the other ones are making that are in the playoffs.
Right. And that's like I'm saying, for me, I want a high IQ guy.
Yep.
With a good arm. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I want the physical appearance, but I can waver on the physical appearance if the IQ and the arm is there.
Yeah, I think we need 3. Okay. I think you're right on track with those 2. But I want some mobility too. Somebody that can run for a first down if he has to.
Yeah, that is a key. That is a key too. The ability to run for a first down. You ain't got to be the most mobile, but you got to be up out of there.
Yeah, like a Brock Purdy. If they're mobile as Brock Purdy, I'm happy with that.
Right.
But I want him to have a Caleb Williams. That was the rookie guy on a rookie deal, Caleb Williams. I want him to have a Caleb Williams arm, and a Stafford IQ.
Oh man, yes, just lovely right there. Yeah, I mean, but I'm thinking, I don't know, man. I'm thinking Sullivan might kick the tires on Willis though, Malik Willis.
He might. I mean, yeah. I mean, as a stopgap, maybe he would be a good candidate. I don't know. Let me answer this. What DSG label the question he had or the comment he made. He said scrambling quarterback is fun to watch, but horrible for longevity. Yeah, no, I agree, and I'm not talking about a quarterback that like a Josh Allen or even a Lamar Jackson. I get it. I just want somebody that's able to move around, and if he has to run for 3 or 4 yards, I'm not saying make it a habit, but somebody that even Joe Burrow runs if he has to sometimes.
Thanks. Yeah, that's all we need. Just some mobility, the ability to get up out of the pocket and make a play with your legs when the time is needed.
When the time is needed. Yeah. Doesn't have to make it a habit.
Nah, you don't have to be, like he said, you don't have to be a scrambling quarterback, but you have to be a mobile quarterback.
Yeah, mobility for sure, and can create off script. someone that can roll out and create off script and throw somebody open as opposed to just throwing in a spot.
Facts. Yes. Yes.
So that's what I like to see in a quarterback. So
Huge. I mean, and I would love for Sullivan to put defense first. Like out of Miami years that we have been a decent team, our
mhm.
defense has been decent.
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I-
yeah.
out of out of all my years of watching, I'll be 41 Saturday. Out of
Hmm.
all
Oh
years,
wow! Happy birthday.
thank you. Out of all my years of watching, our defense has been the leader of this organization. We have got away from that.
Yeah,
We need to get back to that.
yeah, yeah. Flores had a nice defense. Even who was the other one after him? Boyle. Can't remember his last name now. Todd Boyles? No,
Top,
not Todd Boyles.
um,
Tim Boyle, something like that. Anyway, even he had a decent defense. But
even
he what's that?
even Dan Campbell when he took over with the internship.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, had that physicality for sure. Yeah, you're
You
right.
know,
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's building in the trenches is the key, and that's on both sides of the ball for sure. You know, man, I'm telling you that Houston defense is something else, man.
yeah.
I haven't seen a defense like that since the Chicago Bears in the 80s and then the Baltimore Ravens as well back in the was it 80s and 90s I think it was.
But see, if people was to really hone in on their
Josh Boyer, thank you, Dolphin Thirsty.
on their knowledge of football, we would know the Houston Texans, they always made it into the playoffs because of their defense.
Hmm.
Even when they had B Hop,
Yeah,
their defense was lead. Their defense is laid. Like I mean, but as fans, we can't do nothing but sit back and go through the woes.
yeah,
But like I'm saying, if Sullivan can get this defense back to where it need to be, everybody in Miami will forget about offense and be so happy. I mean, we would.
yeah,
That means we would
yeah,
be back to winning games.
yeah, for sure. I mean, we'll see how the Houston defense plays against they play the Patriots. So let's see what
No,
Drake May can do.
Broncos, don't they?
Who?
They play the Broncos.
No, I think Buffalo plays the Broncos.
But isn't Houston the lowest seed still alive? Cause don't the lowest seed play the number one seed?
Let me see who they play. I got it. I'm gonna look it up right now. Let's see.
Cause Buffalo would be playing um
Yeah, yeah. Texans play the Patriots.
okay. Well.
Yeah. So
That's a
we'll.
good game. That's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, it should be a great game. Well, I mean, they both have. I mean, Houston. We know what their defense is, but Patriots have a good defense with Vrabel as well.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be. It might be a battle of the defenses. Who in turnovers. It might be something like that. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how Drake May responds against, number one defense in football.
Yeah, this would be Drake May chance to solidify anything in his career if he want to. I mean, but I
Yeah.
like May though. Like, I don't like New
Yeah.
England, but I like Drake May, yo. I watched him in Carolina, and when
Hmm.
playing in Carolina, yo, I'm gonna tell you now, yo, it benefits players when they come from an organization that doesn't have a lot of talent around them, especially in college. It helps you develop your skills that you need for the NFL. And that's what
Great
happened
point.
to Drake May.
Great point. That's a great point. You're right. When you have really good skilled players around you, and yeah, you can't really work on your skills. You're
Yeah,
right.
Fundamentals, the
You know,
skill, technique.
you yeah, technique and all that stuff. When you have lesser players, you've got to work on that. You've got to be precise. You've
Yep.
got to be able to, get the ball to them and all that good stuff. Yeah,
And,
you're right. That's a good point, man. That's a really good point.
but see,
But we'll see.
I learned that from Tom Brady though.
Mhm.
Tom Brady said before he even became who he was in the NFL in
Mhm.
Michigan, he was
Yeah.
losing so much. He was losing so much that he had to find a way to win, and he didn't understand that until he got to the league.
To the NFL?
Yeah, yeah, till he
Right.
got to the
Right.
NFL.
Right.
So he was
Right.
basically saying that his college days, all that losing in his college days, helped him transition to the NFL.
Mhm. Yeah.
Because when he came into the NFL, like everybody know he wasn't the most physical talent person in the world.
Mhm.
Also said the one thing that he always had the edge over everybody was his hardship that he went through and the way he studied the game.
Oh god, that guy was yeah, he was obsessed, man. That
Yeah,
that's all he lived for.
and them two qualities right there, you don't have to be special to have it. That's what makes it so um unique. Even though it's
Yeah.
not, it makes it so unique because them are not that's not God given talent. That's just man, your will as a man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just desire. Desire and want to do it and to better yourself and to be the best. And that's what he strived for. That's what he strived for. And I mean, how many players in the league have that? Not many. It's
Not
rare. It's
many.
rare. It's rare.
And
But
I do appreciate the NFL for implementing certain rules because that aspect that we're talking about right now is showing how many players that really works on their game away from their game.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you can tell who's actually putting in the work. Like, I mean,
Mhm.
you know, Tua was sitting here telling everybody, I like to see you sitting on the couch eating chips. Come and do it. I mean, Philip Rivers came and showed them up, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. What was he? What's he? 42, something like that.
44, yeah.
Yeah, 44. There you go.
So I mean,
Hell, Aaron Rodgers.
even Aaron Rodgers. But
He
I,
was he was trying. He now he don't have this. He don't have the mobility that he used to have. But damn, if he didn't get away a few times,
yeah,
just
yeah.
running for his life, man.
But the only reason why I'm harping on Philip Rivers the most is
Yeah,
because he was out of the game for at least 4 years.
5 years. Yeah,
So I mean,
sitting
that
on the sitting on the couch eating potato chips.
man, the dude had a dad bod out there.
I know.
Out there with a dad bod, and he went what? Almost what? 14 for 14?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he amazing. Amazing. 1 week of practice too, and he
What
was out there balling.
man? If anybody's still advocating for Tua after what Philip Rivers did, I mean, I just don't know what game they looking at.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you 100%. Hey, brother, I want to thank you for joining the show tonight. I really appreciate it. You made the time go by really quick, unfortunately. I enjoyed the conversation with you, and make sure you come by, man. And I'll drop the link, especially now that it's off season. I'll drop the link and have you come in. And hopefully we get some other guys in here too as well. I like to get I want to get the fans' input, man. This is why I do the show, is for all the fans, for all the Dolphin fans and stuff. And I like to hear your stuff, man, because a lot of you make good points, and you made some great points tonight, man. So appreciate you for joining the show, brother.
No problem, no problem. Anytime, I will when I'm able to get on. I hop up. I will.
All right, appreciate it, man. And all of you in the chat, appreciate you, Dolphin Thirsty, DSG Label, and whoever else was in that chat. I appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that bell down there if you're new to the channel, and then share with your friends, your families, and your neighbors. Come over here and enjoy the Dolphins community over here. I'll be on again next week, same time, same channel, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time on the Fins Talk Sports Network. Y'all have a good evening, good night, God bless, and remember, Dolphins #1, baby! Dolphins #1!